A young life with love for dance, now gone.
His turns were impeccable. His technique was great. I loved it.
Jaden Perkins was murdered on March 13th. He was 11 years old.
This is something that should not have happened.
One day after he was paroled, police say this man, Crissetti Brand, a convicted felon with a history of domestic abuse, forced himself into the apartment of Jaden and his mother and began stabbing her. Police say Jaden was trying to protect his mom, who is pregnant.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today, we have some truly heartbreaking stories to share with you. Stories of kids who made the ultimate sacrifice to save their moms. Get ready to grab some tissues because these tales will tug at your heartstrings. In the face of danger, these children showed immense love and bravery, putting their lives on the line to protect the ones they hold dear. It's a reminder of the incredible bond between a parent and a child, and the lengths they would go to for each other. Imagine facing a life-threatening situation with your child by your side, ready to do whatever it takes to keep you safe. That's exactly what happened in these tragic stories, where mothers found themselves in dire circumstances, and their children became their guardian angels. Let's delve into the details of each story, starting with the background of the families and the events that led to these heartbreaking sacrifices. These kids were faced with situations no child should ever have to experience, yet they rose to the occasion with courage and selflessness. As we unfold the events that transpired, we reach the climax, the key moments where these children made the ultimate sacrifice. Their actions not only saved their moms but also left a lasting impact on everyone around them. It's a testament to the strength and love that children possess. In the end, as we reflect on these stories, we can't help but admire the bravery and love displayed by these young heroes. Their actions remind us of the power of unconditional love and the incredible courage that resides within us, no matter how young we are. We encourage you to share your thoughts on these tragic but inspiring stories. Let us know in the comments below how these tales have touched your heart. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more heartwarming and emotional content. Together, we can honor the memory of these brave children and celebrate the love that knows no bounds. Thank you for watching.
The family is heartbroken after losing their 8-year-old boy. His mom says the bullet that hit him was meant for her. She says her little boy died trying to protect her. Our David Schumann shares their story from Burnsville.
I'm so mad at it.
I know.
The pain Cherish Edwards feels can't be put into words. Her son, Amir Hardin, died this weekend after she says his father accidentally shot him. Cherish says Amir's father was trying to shoot her.
He wanted to protect his mommy. It's just unimaginable. An 8-year-old trying to wrestle a gun out of a grown man's head. It's an unbearable pain.
Cherish says she told Amir to run outside, but he wouldn't leave her. After the shooting, she says Amir's father turned the gun on himself, with her 4 other children watching. He's in the hospital in critical condition.
We're finally free of him, but my child made the ultimate sacrifice. My children, all of them, I feel so bad for them because they are traumatized.
Burnsville police are investigating what happened, and a city spokesperson says if Amir's father lives, criminal charges will be considered.
It's a nightmare that you can't wake up from.
Cherish and her father are remembering Amir as a bright light, a goofball, and a gifted athlete.
Very happy little boy. He was courageous. He was a leader. He was my biggest cheerleader. Every day I go to work, say, "Have a good day, mommy. I love you."
Cherish says Amir's father had a history of violence leading up to this, and she has a word of warning to other women in abusive relationships.
You just gotta leave. Next time that be your life or your child's life, I think a lot of women think it'll never be them.
Now, Cherish says she's just trying to do her best for her remaining living children. She has an online fundraiser for moving expenses and other bills. In Burnsville, David Schumann, WCCO News.
The gun went off in my chest, like a boom.
She was shot 5 times at point-blank range.
I started running down that hallway, and that's when a gun is just spraying, boom, 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 at me.
But there is only one reason Keisha Valentine is alive.
I said, oh my God, I'm gonna die on this floor.
That one reason? A guardian angel, her 15-year-old son who took the rest of the bullets for his mom. And the monster behind this terrifying midnight massacre?
Multiple gunshot holes in the walls and the floor. There was a lot of blood.
He's now on the road, hunting for his next target, live on Facebook.
And this is something that I could not help.
Keisha Valentine is a hardworking single mom with two bright teenage kids, 19-year-old Devanay and 15-year-old Earl III.
They were the best of friends. They really were.
The family goes through some tough times when Keisha's marriage breaks up. She left her husband and home in Richmond, Virginia, and moved to Norlina, North Carolina, closer to her family.
He would cheat. I wouldn't say dating. I knew about it. He was out there having other relationships. He was a cheater.
But things are improving.
I was finally starting to live. I had a new job. I was working, taking care of those children.
Devanay is away from home for the first time, a college freshman. And that leaves Earl, the young man of the house, alone with his mom.
He loves his mother, and everyone knows that Earl would do anything for me.
But it's not easy for Earl to watch his older sister and best friend leave home. He even made a special video for the occasion.
Hopefully you keep this in the memory. When you go to college, you'll watch this and remember about your brother when you go to college.
He made a video for you?
He wouldn't even come to my graduation. That's how sad he was I was leaving.
On the night before her life changes forever, Keisha makes sure her son is home safe and locks up the house before bedtime. Then she sets her own homemade alarm in case anyone should try to break into the house.
I set it up so that I would know if anything would have come through and this would fall first and you would hear that big thud. So I would hear all that should someone come through this door.
No one has ever made an attempt to force the door. But for the first time ever in the small, dark hours of the morning, Keisha hears the sound of that board crashing to the floor. Loud and clear.
I was in there sleeping in my room and I just heard like a bang type noise. It's like something crashed over. I just sat up in the bed. Like, did I really just hear that? And I actually went out of my room, looked, couldn't see anything. It was pitch black.
Next, Keisha's home is transformed into a living hell, with bullets flying in the dark.
I could just hear the noise, boom, 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 boom. Somebody was trying to kill me.
A tragic story out of Chicago, where an 11-year-old boy is dead after police say he was stabbed to death while trying to protect his pregnant mother. Police say the mother had an order of protection against the alleged murderer, who was out on parole for just one day and had multiple parole violations. NBC News correspondent Adrian Broaddus has more, and we want to warn you, this story does contain mentions of domestic violence, and many of the details are disturbing.
A young life with love for dance, now gone.
His turns were impeccable. His technique was great. I loved it.
Jaden Perkins was murdered on March 13th. He was 11 years old.
This is something that should not have happened.
One day after he was paroled, police say this man, Chrisetti Brand, a convicted felon with a history of domestic abuse, forced himself into the apartment of Jaden and his mother and began stabbing her. Police say Jaden was trying to protect his mom, who is pregnant.
Victim 2, the 11-year-old child, had been stabbed in his upper chest. The chest wound had cut victim 2's carotid artery, killing him.
Mom and her unborn child survived.
She has to face the fact that she will never see, touch, hug her 11-year-old son. She's lost him forever.
According to authorities, Jaden's mom dated the suspect 15 years ago, and court records show she had an order of protection against him. Now, outrage over why Brand was free.
The defendant has a history of domestic violence and had only been recently released from serving a sentence from a prior conviction. The victim had an order of protection against him from previous encounters, and this history paints a disturbing pattern of behavior.
Here's a look at that alleged pattern. Brand was released in October 2023 after serving 8 years of a 16-year sentence for home invasion and other crimes, including the domestic abuse of another woman. At the time, state officials say he was reminded of the order of protection against him filed in 2005 by Jaden's mother. 3 months after his release, Jaden's mother alleges in a court filing that Brand sent her a threatening text message. 2 days later, that same court filing alleges he went to her and Jaden's home and tried to open the door. Details Jaden's mother put in her request for a new order of protection soon after. writing, Brand, quote, sent me several text messages saying he would kill me and my family. He would wait outside my house and shoot me. Prosecutors say Brand was taken back into custody for violating his parole, only to be released again a few weeks later on March 12th, one day before the deadly attack.
This gentleman was paroled after being sent back to prison in February for violating parole and violating a protective order is utterly beyond me, but it absolutely could be prevented. In this case, I think the parole board has to be held accountable.
Now, Jaden is remembered as a devoted son and brother who played football, had a passion for acting, and who was the heartbeat of his dance school.
When I received my scholarship from Gus, I was like, oh my God, seriously? I always wanted to go here.
And they love him, honoring Jaden with a video and a message. We love you, Jaden. You will forever be in our hearts.
And Adrian Broadus joins us now from Chicago. Adrian, this is just a gut-wrenching story, horrific in every way, and that little boy, just such a beautiful spirit. What charges, though, is this suspect now facing? And do we know how the mother is physically doing tonight?
It is a tough story. We will start with his mom. I spoke with the director of the dance school, and she told me Jaden's mom and her unborn child are home recovering. As far as Brand, the suspect in this case, he's expected to appear before a judge next month. He's facing charges of murder, attempted murder, and home invasion. Also in the home on the day of that attack was Jaden's 6-year-old brother, who was unharmed. But Ellison, as you mentioned, so much joy. You see his excitement when he learned he received a scholarship to attend Gus, where he specialized in all styles of dance, including ballet. Back to you.
Jaden is the name we will certainly remember tonight. Adrian Broadus, thank you so much. We appreciate you and your reporting.
Each one of you to take a moment to appreciate the bravery of these young heroes and to share your own thoughts or similar stories in the comments below. Let's honor their memory by spreading awareness of their incredible acts of courage.
Like what it do, ayy, I just put